What's up, people of the world? It's your girl, Lala.
And your boy Siobhan.
And you're listening to
Talk That Shit
with Melvin.
Hey. What you mean I don't know what sexy is?
That was not a conversation for this podcast. Next.
All right, I'll cut that out. I don't care. What's up, shorty?
What up?
What's up with you? All right.
Anything that's up with you? I could have swore we live in the same house.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if I look a little big on this, is because my wife has been cooking.
It's because you are.
Shut the hell up. My wife has been cooking bread, cookies, more bread.
All by request, so don't act like I've just been doing it.
No. You over here buying stuff on Amazon for bread making, and you found out about pita dough, pizza, homemade sauces.
I need to get my nails done. I'm sorry, my cuticles are just like not it. Anyway, continue.
Okay, yeah, and you. So if I look a little big, I wear a black sweatshirt so you wouldn't see how big I am. Yeah, that's where we at right there. So this week comes from you. This is a question that you had when you beat it. That was nasty. But anyway,
natural gas is nasty.
No, it's not nasty at all.
I thought you was gonna say.
So yeah, this is a question from you. Let's get this one and popping.
So you know.
Oh shit, here we go.
How I be actually it wasn't anything special. I was kind of like,
let me lay back.
I feel like sometimes I feel like you're two different people in this house and outside this house. Would you agree?
No.
I would.
Go ahead.
Then again, that's just how I feel about it. Based off of like things that you say to me and then things that I see you do, right?
Okay.
Not necessarily, not like anything bad or anything like that.
It's
right. But I was wondering with that, what is the hardest part about being you and why?
The hardest part about being me is being pulled in so many different directions that I think would benefit. Well, I don't want to use the word benefit because that's actually a bad word. Being pulled in so many different situations or skill sets or things that I think that I'm supposed to be giving to the world, and that's not what it's supposed to be. I'll give you a perfect example, right? This is something that me and you recently talked about. People using me in a conversation about what's better or who's better when that's not even my MO on things that I do to even be labeled in that certain type of way. So a lot of times that I do certain things, or a lot of times when I want to teach or show people that there's a better way of doing something, you kind of get put in like you get put in a bubble, thinking that you're up here or you're doing this for this or you're not better than this person. And to be real with you, even having those conversations come back to you makes me draw back to be like, well, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. But what if that is what something I'm supposed to be doing? Really?
I'm sorry. I'm listening.
So that right there, I thought that I was supposed to be doing like classes for people that are less than fortunate to understand how certain things are made, or certain things that are in my industry, not my career, in my industry of helping people in certain situations. And that drew me away from wanting to do it as much. I mean, not as much, but drew me away to be like, I don't want to do that. Like, I was doing this shit to help or better the understanding for certain things because I thought that that was my calling. Does that make any sense?
No. I'm back to the question. Hardest part about being you.
The hardest, like I said, the hardest part about being me is the fact that I have so many talents on on in on situations on how to do certain things. I think that I'm supposed to use all those talents in certain ways, but I'm not.
You know the difference between a talent and just using your brain?
Yeah,
So why do you claim all that to be talent and not just using your brain?
because there's certain things that I don't have to use my brain and it just comes to me. That's a talent. If I can go outside and shoot a ball and I can keep shooting the three ball without even practicing, that's a talent, right?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go that far.
There's people that have talents to do. LeBron James has talent. It's not the fact
Sure.
that he's a good player, but he's been given God gifted.
So did MJ have talent or did he just work at something?
He had talent.
That's talent. But I thought he was no good and then had to work toward it. That's not talent. That's working towards something.
Oh, I do talking about Michael Jackson because you said MJ.
No, I was talking about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Would that be considered talent or is that just him going and analyzing himself and then doing the work?
No, he went and did that, but that's why people say that he's the greatest basketball player of all time. But that's why they specifically say that MJ didn't have the talent to be the GOAT, but LeBron James has the talent.
Why do you have to have talent to be the GOAT? That's another conversation for another day. That is
No,
neither
it's
here nor there.
no, no,
That's
no,
not
no,
what
no.
we're
I mean,
talking
it
about.
kind of fits in because you
No,
got
it doesn't. It
Okay,
does not
all
fit
right,
in
okay,
at all.
okay.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's why we always get off topic.
No. But that's the purpose of everything. But like I said, he didn't have the talent, nor did he had the work ethic to be that great.
Right. So could it be that the way you're looking at things as if everything is a talent as opposed to just the fact that you can do it?
No, because I can literally go into a situation and don't read a manual and
There's
put it
lots of
together.
people that can do that. That doesn't
That's
mean that's
that's a
talent.
talent.
No, that's not a talent. You can look at something and figure out how to use it without a manual.
Okay, so you
That's
saying
not a talent. That's
so
just you
some
being like, oh, okay.
I mean so you're saying that if you're so you're in the kitchen, somebody throw four things in front of you and they say, "Hey, I need you to make me something." That's a talent to be able to put those things together and analyze that without looking at any type of situation. I've literally watched you on cooking like challenges and you'd be like, "Oh, I would have done this."
I don't think that that's necessarily a talent, though.
So me and you define talent different ways.
Let's see if either one of our interpretations of talent
Right. So
matches. Keep talking though.
yeah, so there's certain situations where based off talent of what I have because it comes so easy to me, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to second guess it. It just comes to me on certain situations where I'm just like, "Oh shit, that's that. This is that." And it be dead on correct. Like somebody might be like, "Well, why is those colors flashing that certain type of way?" I'm like, "Oh, it's RGB drift." I didn't know that because of that product, but I know that that's RGB drift because of the talent that I have to see certain things.
But you know that from something. That's not something that just comes to you.
But that's something that's not being presented in that situation.
It doesn't have to be in that particular situation where you've learned that. But
Okay.
you have learned that somewhere in some experience for you to now know that for that particular instance. Yes or no?
Not always.
In your case, yes or no? That's what we're talking about.
No. No.
So you never experienced that, but you knew that that's what that was?
I've never experienced that.
How did you know that that's what that was?
Because I analyzed what that was when I saw
How
it.
do you know what RGB, whatever you said, how do you know what that is?
Because red, blue, and green are colors that create an image.
How do you know that?
Because
Did you learn that in film school?
No.
Where did you learn that at?
That RGB creates a color? It's just life.
No, you learned that somewhere.
No, you don't. You learn the colors of the wheel. No, you don't learn that in film school.
You learned, I didn't say just film school. I said
No,
you learned that somewhere. Yes, you did. And look at your face. I can tell you about to say, oh yeah, you're right. I did learn that somewhere. Yes, you did. Yes or no?
No, that is
Bruh.
not nothing that you learn.
That's something that you learned. I didn't say we all learn it, but that is something that you learned somewhere.
You've never heard about RGB?
No. No.
You've never asked that question on why when you were growing up there was a red, a blue, and
No.
a yellow
No,
cord?
never. It was red, white, and yellow. I don't recall blue.
Red, yeah. Oh, it was red, white, and yellow. Yeah, red, white, and yellow.
Yes.
Yes. But you've never.
No.
Then that's a conversation that we
It's a gnat.
Africa. That's a conversation that's not going to mean anything to you.
It's not about it not meaning anything. I'm asking you a real question. I know you and I know you learned it somewhere. That's not something that you just knew off the top of that's not even something that somebody just knows off the top of their brain. You get what I'm saying? That's not a talent. That's a piece of information that a person has to learn.
That's not so what you're saying to
Hold on.
what
So
you're
would you consider that a skill? What would you consider that?
just knowing what an RGB shift is or
What
just
would you
anything?
know that is? I mean, what would you consider that to be?
That's a skill set that you have.
What is the skill set?
To just analyze things.
I can analyze things too. Anybody can, but I'm asking you specifically about that particular piece of information.
You're analyzing it because you're seeing something. Because you have
can
to
see something, and
Right.
I totally agree with
Right.
what you're saying. But what I'm asking you is to see something and say something's not right. It's not picking up. Something looks off is one thing, but to be very specific in what it is you're talking about is something totally different.
No, because you know exactly. Because if you know anything about, okay, so let's say this.
You had color theory,
I had color theory in college.
so maybe
and
that's
I mean,
where you learned it about those three colors and what they can and cannot do. Yes or no?
yeah, okay, you're right. You're right
That's
about
all
that.
I'm asking.
Okay, but I'm saying though, you have to have talent to be like, ain't nobody. I mean, you can have color theory in film school, right? But the color theory isn't being like, oh, okay,
I don't
cool.
necessarily think it's talent. I think that maybe you retain, and I've always said this about you. I think now that's a talent. The way you retain information,
Right.
that in and of itself, to me, I think is just like magnificent. Some people retain information so well to the point where they just don't forget anything, and
That-
they'd be like, "Damn, like how you do that?" Because
Right.
it'd be stuff that be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that."
Right.
You retain information very well. Now that is a talent for sure. But to say something like, "Oh, I seen this and I know that it's RBG and something's not creating this and this," that's
The-
a piece
the-
of information that's not.
The talent is to be able to take something that has nothing to do with that and analyze it and it be correct for that.
Okay. So that's your problem. That's the hardest part about being you.
The hardest part is me thinking or my talent of what I can share to the world, because you've always said that I can be a teacher, right?
Yes.
I'm supposed to be some type of teacher. And being able to teach or give that information to people for a reason, because there's no the information inside me doesn't mean anything if it's always inside of me. Am I right or wrong?
It's how you look at it. It ain't got shit to do with me.
So yeah, so to give that information to make everybody else, I would say, experience with it better. But there's certain things you have to be a strong person to. The problem. Here we go. The problem is for me being who I am is understanding what criticism is and how it pertains in my life. And to further along go with that is, if I'm trying to teach 50 people or try to share the information to 50 people, and out of those 50 people, 4 of those people be like, this dude think he better than everybody, or why is this dude, or people saying slick shit, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm not giving nobody the information, because there's no reason why somebody feels this certain type of way about me when I'm only trying to do good.
Okay, so let me The hardest part about being you is knowing your shit and wanting to share it with people and people not receiving that simply as you wanting to share it with others.
Right, because I hold a special place in my industry, and somebody's gonna always call me or want me to be a part of something or want me to be on something because I hold a special place when I do certain things, or I'm in a certain situation where I don't have to worry about anything. And for me, I think that that is teachable.
What's teachable?
What's teachable is to understand certain situation. Okay, I think that that's teachable,
What?
to be able to teach people that there isn't that situations or my skills of how I do certain things in my industry. Like I can teach people how to use disguise all day long. I can teach people how to do LED all day long. I could teach people how to do video engineering and understanding camera angles all day long because I have those skills of doing those things. So when people put me in certain situations, no matter how or what role that I'm taking, I'm always problem solving certain things for it to work. So I feel like that my teachable things to do is to understanding that hey, you can have all these skills within yourself, but the problem solving thing is something that you take from everything that you learn. Like just don't learn this, just don't learn this, and just don't learn this because this is what they teaching you. But you have to learn all of this because it makes you a better all around person in the industry. So the hardest part about my life
I didn't say
is
your life. I said
oh,
hardest part about being you.
the hardest part about being me is shit. The hardest part about me is having to fucking work. Yeah, all right, you want to be real with it? Let's be real. The hardest
You the
part
one having a hard time explaining
because
everything.
maybe because I just listened. I heard the question, but I guess I
No,
didn't
you didn't.
understand the question.
No, you just don't listen.
The,
I always say
the
this shit.
hardest part
You
about
don't
me
fucking
is I don't
listen.
fucking listen. Okay, boom. Yeah, the hardest. Yeah, the I don't fucking listen. No. The hardest part about
Oh my god! I'm
me,
sorry, that was funny.
it's the truth. The hardest part about me is
Ooh.
the fuck is that
What?
in the corner?
That's the plant up there.
Why is that recording that?
Cause it's on the
Oh
computer.
my god. um, yeah, that's the hardest part about me is fucking.
I don't think you know.
No, the hardest part about me is fucking working.
That's the hardest part about being you.
Yeah, because everything else is easy.
Hmm.
Because if I take away work from me, I'm no longer in the circle of answering this question. That's the hardest part. Answering this question, being there for this person,
Do you? You
making
don't
sure.
have to though. Those are all things that you choose to do. You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, but
So maybe the hardest part about being you is that you don't know you. You don't know how to say no.
yeah, you're right about that. I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to say no.
That is a shame.
As oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a shame. I don't know how to say no. Um, yeah, like I don't know how to say no at all. Like I could be like, I'm not doing that shit, and then somebody text me and be like, Hey, you want to do this? And I'd be like, yeah, I guess I'll do it
I told you.
because I always.
Stuck for the rest of your life because you don't know how to say no. That's going to be you for the rest of your life. Always caving when someone asks you to do something.
But I think that it's only in that situation because of what I do for work. That's why I said if I take if
I think that's an excuse.
no, it's not an excuse because if I
Absolutely.
take excuses, well, let's not talk about that. Because if you take that out, if you take my life, right, outside of this house, it's just work. I don't have anything outside of this house.
Okay, so even within this house, I would hope that you were including that in answering this question.
Well, no. Well, you know what? See, there's that not listening shit again. Um,
I
be-
didn't say the hardest part about being you when you leave home. I said the hardest part about being you.
oh, see, that's a 2-part question.
Not a two-part question. It's just a question
No,
that needs to be answered. And you
the
struggling.
first part. I'm fucking struggling like a mug. The first of all, this podcast ain't supposed to be about ask Siobhan questions. It's
You're right,
about
but I had a question.
time management. Time management.
You done gave 3 different answers at this point.
Yeah, but they're all valid. I just don't have one thing that's hard. Okay. Time management. Time management is so hard. There's so much stuff I want to do with the boys.
No, you're just easily sidetracked.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. For the past, hear me out, girl. For the past 4 weeks, we have been on the mark with deadlines and doing things that's supposed to be done. Am I right or wrong? I quote, I wish I could put a little caption right here or even like a little audio clip right here that says, if we don't do no more podcast or you don't hear from us for a couple weeks, just blame it on me. I mean, blame it on Siobhan. Right. Blame it on me. I know that I am the one that have to make sure that I stay on track because at the end of the day, you stay ready. You the fuck stay ready.
I'm just a very efficient person.
Right. You stay ready, but you also that shit wasn't bruh. I'm fucking dark as hell right now.
Look and see.
It
ain't. Who cares? You can cut this out. Your headphones.
Oh, no.
You might not be. The sun went that way.
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
A little golden Morris chestnut looking. What was I saying?
Time management.
Yeah, time management because we have things that we do, me and you. I haven't even started to do the things that I have to do in order for me to go into this new direction of
You started.
I did. I did start it. But that's only one aspect of what I've started to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Me and you have multiple things that we're trying to do. We got the podcast, which takes up. It's not that the fact that it takes up our time. The podcast takes up a lot of idle time because I always have to.
Well, idle time is not time being used, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
No, because there's times where we can get on the game or I record something for our gaming YouTube. Oh yeah, shout out. Our gaming YouTube is called Gaming with the Melvins. Make sure you go like and subscribe that. Hey now, kicks. Funny stuff. We hop on the game around like 2:00 and it'd be 9:00 when we look up.
If we're not careful.
Yeah, we're not careful, but
I always make a point. See, and this is the difference. So, I mean, yeah, time management, like you said, all 3 of those things are very valid for you.
Right.
Because even in us hopping on the game to whether it's just you or all of us gaming together,
Mm-hmm.
I always make a point to be like, okay, we gotta get off. I gotta go cook, or
right.
Oh, it's getting close to dinner time. Oh, it's almost bedtime. Oh, let's do this. We gotta do this. Let's go make this run real quick, and then we get back on. Whatever the case may be.
Right.
I always make those things very known.
But those are the. Oh,
but you also have a tendency, like even last week when before we sat down to film, our last podcast, or a podcast, the last podcast we filmed, I should say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
We were out doing something. I don't remember what we were doing.
And you said we gotta go film the podcast.
No. And you said, oh, when we get home, we should do. And I was like, no, we got to film a podcast. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's like, why is that so hard for you to just like stay on task?
Because I don't want it to feel like it's, even though it is like what we do every day, it's still fun that we do because we enjoy it. But at the end of the
gaming or podcasts?
everything that we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything that we do, and everything that we do is fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at the end of the day, you said something to me a couple years ago and you was like, look, I don't want it to become work.
And I still believe that. But
Right.
I also believe that if you say you're going to do something, then get it done.
Right. But I don't want it to feel as if it's work. So when we do the podcast, we got a podcast go out on Wednesday. We got to film on Tuesday because it got to be out on Wednesday.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Here's how I feel. And this is nothing against anybody that listens to us or anything like that. I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do.
Right.
I'm just not. So if I'm getting to a point where I feel like, oh, okay, this isn't fun anymore, or oh, these conversations are dry as hell, or oh, I'm tired of people and their questions, and the questions don't even make sense. Y'all asking stupid questions. If I ever get to a point like that and I feel like, okay, this is draining, I'm done.
Right.
Period. Like don't ask me. No, you can't convince me. No, you can't persuade me. I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
So even in you worrying about like, oh, I don't want this to turn into work. Trust me, it'll never get there because I won't even allow it.
Understandable, but it's still, after we do it, there's still work to be done for it.
It's always going to be work to be done because when you're trying to achieve something in life, you're never not going to be busy.
Right. That's true.
That's just how I feel. When we don't want to live, I don't want to say regular lives, but we don't want to live just very basic lives. That we're just not those type of people. We have big dreams that we look forward to achieving.
Right.
You know, and these goals that we set that we look forward to reaching.
Right.
And so because of those things, especially when it comes to me, I'm always going to stay on point. And if I ever get to a point where I just am not feeling it, then I'm just not feeling it. I'm not going to force it.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you said it because there are times where I'll be like over the past couple weeks, or I'm like, oh man, we got to do the podcast. But I'll be like, we've done, is it two?
No, your thing was.
Oh. I think this is fun. I think when we do the gaming is fun. I think when anything that we do or anything that we do in the future is going to be fun, you know, but there's still, I'm still the person that has to edit the videos, find out if I can post this stuff on Twitter or TikTok or all these things. So when it seems like I'm just doing idle things, well, not idle things, doing things, I'm actually working.
Everybody.
Right. So it's like time management for me is always
Get a planner or some type of scheduler or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do it with just like cleaning. Like you'll start cleaning and then you'll just stop out of nowhere, start doing something. Like even this morning, we were trying to decide with the boys what we were gonna have for dinner, and you said to Chummy, what did you ask him? Something about a game.
How much is Helldivers?
How much is Helldivers? And I'm like, bruh, like let's figure this out first, because that takes us into a whole nother conversation, a whole nother realm of things that we are trying to get to and figure out. And let's do this first, figure out what because once we do that, then we got to go to the store if we have to go to the store. You know what I mean?
You know what that also comes from? I'm going to be totally honest with you. What I do for work. Because I work with so many people that are just so focused on one thing. And when I go in there, I'm focused on 12 different things, because the faster I get these 12 things, I can't be like, well, I'm going to just run these chords to over here because this is going to happen. And I tell you all the time that I can't do certain things because of other people, or things can't be done. So if I focused on, well, I got to wait for this to be built because I got to run cables over here. There's 13 other things that I have to do that can't be done until other people are done. So for me, when I go in there, I have the cables already ran on the floor, like 10 feet away from where this place is going to be built. I have the cables already ran from the front of the stuff. Like I
50
go,
Cent. What? Jeez, I'm so sorry.
bruh. Yeah, I have the cables already ran front of house that needs to be, so when the lighting guy gets there, he can see his console.
I mean,
and
I
everything.
understand all that, but you still suck at multitasking. So how does that make sense?
Because my multitasking is always jumping around doing certain things.
That's
like,
not multitasking.
well, no. My multitasking is horrible because I'm always having to jump to do something because somebody always is pulling me away from something. So I keep that.
So your biggest, what it's sounding like to me when it's all said and
Why are
done.
you smiling?
The hardest part about being you is you.
Hands down, yes. I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna front.
I don't need you to.
Because yeah,
you didn't already explained it to everybody.
Yeah, because it's me. I'm the hardest part. I'm the hardest part. Like I give. Like, why does 4 people talking? Look, here we go. Why does 4 people talking shit about me take away from the other 46 people that can possibly learn from something?
What?
So why does 4 people talking trash about me take away from? If I have 50 people that I got to teach, right, or do something for, and then I don't want to do it because 4 people are taking what I do in the wrong context. Why do I let those 4 people do something? Take away from the other 46 people.
I don't know. I've always asked you that question though.
Yeah, like, why do I care so deeply about what
Other people's opinions.
people's opinions?
Oh no, I've been trying to figure that out for the last 15.
Yeah, like I do what I do, and then I'll say it to myself like, well, shit, I don't have to do shit.
This is why I said you're one person here at home and then another person out in the world, because you'll say things to me like, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm not doing that. No, I don't care. And then once you get out the house, that same person will text you or call you again. You'll pick up, you'll text back, or you'll respond to the, hey, do you mind if, or are you available for? And I'll be like, I swore he told me he wasn't doing that.
I think because
it's like, keep that same energy. Like, if you gonna keep that here at home, like, nah, fuck how y'all feel. No, I'm not doing that. No, y'all can figure it out. When you leave the house, like, it should be that same energy. Don't wait till you're not around me to, like, do whatever it is that you gonna do. Like, if you gonna, I mean, that's why I tell you all the time, you say that now, but I bet you do it anyway. Because I already know you.
That's not always true.
It is.
No, it's not.
Okay. I'm gonna let you believe that.
That's not always true. Like there is times where I'll be like, fuck, like
why do you feel bad? One like if you gonna tell me I'm not answering my phone, he gonna have to figure that out. He keep calling. Why does that, like, why do you feel bad after the fact?
Because I feel like I already started the process of helping somebody.
So like, am I supposed to hold your hand? Like, the cross guard holds the stop sign for you to cross. They don't hold your hand and cross you too.
Depending on how old you are.
I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if I gotta hold your hand, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing in the first place. That's how I feel. It's one thing to call for help, and is another thing for you to call me to lead you through the whole process.
Right.
I want your check. I think that's fair. I want your check because you didn't do your job for your job to now to progress for the rest of however long.
But the crazy thing is when if I do something like that, I don't want nobody to be like, I want your check. I don't want a Josh Spodek to be like, yo, I helped you out of that shit and be like, I need your check.
I think it's fair.
To give him my check?
Heck yeah. If he's doing your job for you, you shouldn't have a check because why are you there if somebody else has to do your work?
Well, what if it's not doing my work? What if he's
There's
helping?
a difference in helping someone and doing their job. 9 times out of 10, when someone calls you for help, you're doing their job. Not you need they're 4 steps in and they need help with the 5th step and then they got it from 6 through 15. No, it's like 1st through 5, then they got 7 and now they need 8 through 22. And it's like, well,
yeah,
I did your job.
Right.
I want your check. I want your check and I don't feel bad about that. You should feel bad for calling me on my off day.
Yeah.
Now, like, I'm not working, so you should feel bad for calling me on my off day, interrupting my time with my family. How about that? Give me your check, and then I won't feel that bad. That's how I feel. Fuck all that helping people. Like, help yourself for once.
So you saying my biggest problem is me?
Yes, you are your biggest problem.
Yeah. You just woke up and just asked that question?
I woke up because I had that thought. I don't know what I was thinking about. And it's crazy because when I woke up, it was almost like brain just like switched on and it was
Always
like
is.
shoom, 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 shoom.
Yeah.
And the fans start turning and stuff. And I was like, I was like, interesting. He definitely seems like somebody else. And I don't know where it came from. That was just like my thought process this morning. And so that's where that ended me up. Like, oh, damn, that's a dope question. Like, what's the hardest part about being you?
Yes.
I thought that was very interesting.
Probably like 5 is time management, not saying no, me.
I mean, you could just put me under.
Just me.
That's the like, that's the.
But I've told, I be thinking I be getting better, but I don't.
Nope.
Like I be thinking like, yeah, I'm evolving to be this person, and it be like,
no.
Jesus be like, I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna have 12 people call you. You better not answer.
And see, that's I think too. Maybe that's where you get confused because sometimes I feel like the test isn't will you, the test is won't you. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, not won't you, but I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, it's not, are you going to help these people because they're calling you? The test is, do you know when to say no? Because your entire life, that's been your biggest issue is not saying no.
True.
The only evolution that you can have would be learning when to say no, rather. Not necessarily learning to say no, but when to say no. Everybody that needs help gonna have to, like, you can't help everybody.
Right.
Because at what point do you stop to be like, okay, I'm helping this person, this person, this person, this. By the time you here at home, when I need help or the boys need help, what happens when it comes to a point where it's like, I no longer want to help people? I don't even want to help my own family because I'm just burnt the fuck out. I'm burnt. I'm burnt out.
See, I think that's a difference between.
And that's what you do. You like to give yourself excuses too.
No. I'm not giving it. I'm not giving myself an excuse.
Of course you are.
Is there, let me ask you a question. Is there a time where I was home and I didn't want to help nobody?
Mm-hmm. There's always moments where you'll seem so like,
Don't say annoyed.
no, not annoyed, but like if the boys ask you to help them with something, you're in the middle of doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't stop to help them. Be like, can't you see I'm doing something? I'm doing something right now. Just give me a minute. But you never actually go help them. But the second somebody calls you or texts you, oh, here you are on the phone.
Yeah, so I'm my biggest problem. I'm my biggest problem. You ever hear that saying? You ever hear that saying when it says you pay somebody to stay away?
I feel like I have, but I can't say for certain.
Like, you have people that be like, oh yeah, let me hold $20. Oh, let me hold $100.
Oh yeah.
And you,
Actually, I think I don't know who I heard say that, but yeah, I've heard it. Okay.
yeah, I'm not. I stop making these damn excuses.
The king of excuses.
It never works out that way. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have like a metaphor that I feel like that works.
So, like, once I help you,
You ain't gonna call me no more.
I don't know why you think that.
But because they call again,
baby.
right? I'm trying to get that trying to get that prego.
Oh, you would bring the big one. Just toss it, baby. Toss it. Oh,
It's okay. I got it.
thank you.
But I'm just tired of answering questions about everybody. Like even Damon Marshall texted me, right? Well, he called me. And he texted me. He was like, I think I told you this. He was like, yo, man, you gotta teach a class for Ro. I was like,
what is Ro?
Ro is the LED processor that everybody don't know. Everybody gets their ass kicked by it.
Oh.
But I know it.
You know it.
Like the back of my hand. Oh, man, you gotta teach a Ro class. And I'm like, no. Like, I didn't even respond. Because anytime somebody calls, because like I talked to you about putting my brother on a gig, I didn't get no response from that. So, but you gonna call me and be like, hey man, I want to put you on this gig, or now
I've been telling you that for years.
Yeah, so I want to do this, or it's not the fact that I'm realizing it, I'm realizing it. But I've been such a people's person for such a long time that I want to make everybody happy, but fuck all of that. You know what I mean?
Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, so it's like little things. Like, there's certain people that when they text me, because of our relationship, it's not just a work relationship, I'm gonna respond. You know, like Patrick. Anytime he asks me something, it's not about work. It's about family. It's about family shit. And It doesn't start out as, yo, like, hey, what do you know about this? It's, bro, how's your family? How's your wife? Something. How you guys handle this? And then it'd be like, oh, okay, cool. This is how you handle it, you know? But our conversation is never like just work based.
I mean, that could also be a diversion.
No, because I would think that even when we work together, it's always us talking about our family.
Okay.
You know, it's because you can work with people and it just be nothing. Like, I've worked with people and they just always talk about work, and I just be like, oh my God, like, can we stop talking about work?
So why you don't say that?
I do. I just put my headphones on and I talk to you.
But do you tell them, stop fucking talking to me about work, bro?
Yeah, I've done it twice.
We're here enough.
No, I've done that twice on Maroon 5. Like, why are we talking about work? How's your wife? How's your kids? How's this?
Because they don't like their families like that.
Right. So it's like, but when me and him are on a gig, it's always about family shit. And because he's like big into fitness now. And he's like, yeah, you know, like, motherfucker's huge. Like, he's like fucking Paul Bunyan. So I'll be like, just talking about family. Just not everything outside. Like, Chris Gallant, we talk about family.
Yeah.
When we see certain things, or kids, or schools, or certain. It's not always even though we work friends, doesn't mean we gotta talk about work.
Right.
You know. So for me, I'm at that. I'm little bit understanding and seeing that, hey, it's not about answering that phone, because real ones ain't gonna call me.
Not on an all the time.
Not on all the time. I got.
You got a list of a few that call you because they can't never get it right.
Right, but I have a list of people that don't get it right, but don't call me. But when they see me, they ask me questions like, "Hey, what you think I should have done about this?" But there's a relationship after that. There's a talking about this, or talking about like eating your food. Like, we got Randy eating your food and stuff. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
you know. So yeah, so I'm my biggest problem. My other biggest problem is not finishing sentences because I should be like fuck
That's why I
out.
said you.
Yeah, I'm
It's
the
just,
biggest problem.
you got work to do,
I
as we
do.
all do.
I do.
That's all.
And I just want to, like I said, I always tell you, I just want to get better and to understand
That's
it.
why I point things out, though.
But I like that you do. I'm not
Yeah.
that type of person.
Not
No
now.
more.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not that person that's gonna be like, well, you just trying to talk shit to me. No, like
Yeah, no, never.
point those things out, like because
I mean, it's no different than how, like, remember, I think it was last year not last year, 23, when I had said to you, for the first time, it might have been last year, when I was like, you swear you, hate your job, but you stay posting it. Remember? And you was
yeah.
like, I just, and he was like, I don't know why.
Right. Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm like, but don't be like, oh, I can't stand this job, yada, yada, yada. But they'll be like, oh, yeah, day 3, Shania. And it's like,
yeah.
to me, it looked like you enjoy this shit.
I don't. It's just more of a shit. I don't know either. You know, I don't know. You know, it's more of a.
You are a funny guy.
Like it's more like even posting 50 Cent, it was just like, oh, I see that. Oh, day 2. Boop. There's nothing more to it. Like, oh, this is what we doing. Like day 2.
And see, you saying that now it comes across like, I don't have anything else to post. Let me just post it. And it's like, well, why not just not post?
That's why it was nothing before all of that. I can't keep posting. Shout out to my wife because we gonna
Why?
start getting hate mail.
We already get hate mail. Hate mail in a physical form.
Bro,
It's wild.
like I could do that shit every day. I even send you pictures when I be like, I'm tearing up. Like this is crazy.
I mean, listen, I get it.
You know,
I just thought that was a very interesting quote. I was like, oh, what would he say? I know what I would say about him, but what would he say?
So everything that you said about so you was throwing in your little 2 cents as I was talking.
No, I told you your biggest problem. You are what's hard for you.
How do you fix that though?
It's just time. It's time. It's accountability. It's responsibility. It's maturing. Growth, evolution. It's all of those things in one. But you don't know unless you know.
Right.
I think I've said before on here, like, I don't necessarily believe that people don't know these things about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that maybe to a certain extent you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's like, bro, all you do is lie. And you're like, no, I don't. You know damn well you lie all the time.
Right.
Like, you know
You
all
have
you
to know
do
that
is
you
lie.
lie.
You know every time you open your mouth, a lie is coming out. You know that.
Right,
because you
right.
know you're lying. You have to come up with a lie. Like, you know this. But maybe you don't realize because it's so normal. It's become so normal. You don't realize, like, damn, I do lie. Damn, every time I open my mouth, I lie.
I was in Paris last week. Fuck you! What? You was at the Waffle House last week.
Yeah, so
on
it's
Paris
like
Boulevard.
right. So yeah, so I think that sometimes people don't realize how far gone they are until someone is like slowly reeling them back in. Like, yo, check yourself.
Right.
Yo, why you doing that? Yo, why you acting like that?
It's crazy because I tend to, well, not tend to. I've told you like months ago that I see the light at the end of the tunnel of any of this shit ending.
Mm-hmm.
Of being like how it's just gonna be like snatching like the thing out the arm, like, oh yeah, I'm done, like fuck it, like whatever. You know what I mean? And I feel that way because of how I go to work. Like you couldn't, like months ago, you couldn't be like, oh well, if I work on a Wednesday show, I'm gonna be there. Now I'll be like, oh, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
I might be there, I might not. It depends on how many problems y'all got.
Right.
If it's smooth, don't count
me in. So it's more I can see my sense of careness going down significantly. significantly.
Significantly.
Significantly.
Just stop.
We're going to cut that out.
I said it for you.
Okay.
Significantly.
I want to say it, though.
Sig.
Nif.
Kently.
Kinley.
Significantly.
I can't put that together. A lot. Yeah, I see my care level for certain things going left rather than right. You know,
it's interesting.
Why you say that?
It just is.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think my accountability is getting better?
No. Okay, I'll be fair. Maybe this much.
Well, that's a lot more than what it was.
I guess. Because there's an excuse after everything still. So you can't have accountability and still give an excuse.
I'm not giving an excuse. I'm giving a reason. Oh, fuck. So I just need to shut the fuck up and just be like, all right.
Got a long way to go.
Tell me what you found me when I love me. Well, first of all, so if you agree to something or you have accountability of something, you're not supposed to give a reason? Is what you're saying?
Your reasons are not reasons, they're excuses.
I'm tired of your ass because you think that they're not reasons, but they're
not reasons. You can't be like if I say, well, why you know you left that light on, and you look at me like this.
When I don't say nothing, you be like, I did that shit twice today.
Hold on. I'll say Mel. I call him Mel because Mel.
Oh my, Melvin.
Mel, you know you left like last night. You know you left the boys' bathroom light on, right? And he stood there and went.
Because I know I didn't. I know for a fact I didn't.
You did.
Why?
And here's what's crazy. Because you were the last one to come out the bathroom before we went downstairs again. And I said to the boys, I said, why is y'all bathroom light on? And Nathan looked at Colin. Colin doesn't use their bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And Chummy had been in their room the entire time on the game.
Mm-hmm.
From that time of you leaving the bathroom to us going downstairs. And Nathan looked at Colin like, I'm like, okay, well, he ain't used it. And Nathan's like, Dad, he was the last one to come out the bathroom.
So that don't be. First of all,
hold on. So then the excuses start, and I'm like, you know, you left the boys. No, somebody went in there after me. Then it's the, oh, I know, I was going back in there. No, you wasn't. Just like you did about your closet light the other day. And I was like, Mel, turn the light off.
Well, I was going back in there. I was about to clean up.
Not in that moment. You didn't go back in there for how long?
I kept going back in there after I turned the game on.
Bruh. And your memory is fucked too.
Oh, I'm almost 40.
No.
I'm fucked.
See? Excuse. Just because you're 40 doesn't mean you will have a bad memory.
Well, you the one that keeps saying it. So I'm just accepting your accommodating.
I didn't say anything about you being 40 and your memory.
Oh, now everything is you getting old, man. You getting old, man. You getting fat and old, man. You getting fat and old and you always want to eat. My wife makes some of the best fucking food in the fucking world. Of course I'm going to want to eat. But you, look at me. I'm looking at it. But you, fuck that. I'm going to look at you. But you want to make me be out the bad guy because your shit is good?
First of all,
hey, La, you
the hell of all.
Can you make some of that?
All I'm talking about is how when I say something to you,
hey, La,
or even the boys will say something to you, and you look at everybody else as if we did it or we had something to do with it, and then you'll find something to say and then try and blame it on that or make it into a reason why it's this. And we be looking at you like, first of all, that don't even make sense with what you just said. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It has everything to do with what I'm saying. Oh, so that's the only reason I don't that word you just asked me to do earlier.
What are you talking about? What word?
Accountability.
What about it?
So that's why I don't have accountability.
You
right
can't
here.
have accountability if you give an excuse behind everything. Accountability means you take it, you own it, and you do something about it.
So I just need to shut my ass up and be like, okay, I'm sorry.
No, because in your head, I know an excuse is still coming
No.
up. Yes, it is.
No,
absolutely.
that'd be my head trying to process.
You're almost trained to give an excuse. Like that's how That's how.
Why'd you fart? My insides went outside and then.
Yeah, like he farted in the closet. Remember that day?
I didn't think you were coming back. That's not an excuse.
Hold on.
Why is it an excuse?
Hold on.
The fart fell out my ass. It was
Hold on.
You know what's crazy about the situation though? Because when I was something's wrong with my bowel movement. Okay. No. Hold on. I'm about to tell you what happened, and then you take your. Go ahead. You tell the story. You tell the story. Go ahead.
So
tell the story.
I had just finished like brushing my teeth and stuff. Okay, so in our room we have 2 closets.
Mm-hmm.
He had his own closet, I had my closet. But I decided rather, that his closet that he was using, we would store all equipment of whatever sort of equipment we had, and he would just move his stuff into my closet. He only kept his sneakers in his closet. So we brush our teeth and stuff one morning. I think I went downstairs to make me some tea because I always have a cup of tea in the morning, every morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, but I think I forgot something on my way down.
You
so
sure
I turned
did.
right back around. My slippers, because I was like, oh, the floor is going to be cold when I get downstairs. So I turned back around to get my Jack the Pumpkin King footsie slippers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in the closet. It is the most horrendous smell I have ever smelled in my entire life.
It was bad.
It was so nasty, yo. And I was like, yo, in the closet though, like it's a toilet right here. Like you could have went in here and closed the door. You decided to let this out in the closet where all of our clothes are. I'm gonna have to take my whole wardrobe down and wash it
all.
So
That's fucked up to say.
He goes, well, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was gonna come when I sat down. What? Like the pressure of a fart is at your booty hole.
To you.
No, to anybody.
Listen, let me explain something to you.
No, there's no such thing as a fart
No, because you've literally seen me run to the bathroom. I'm like, it's coming. For some reason, my bottom part of my body, when it's ready to do whatever it do, don't laugh. It just disregards how I feel. And I tell her this all the time. Like I could be walking up the steps and like, oh, I know I gotta go to the bathroom. But if I don't move fast enough, it like opens up and just rushes out. It is nasty. So I'll tell my side of the story because
I told your side.
No, I felt bad. I felt really bad. So
he didn't feel bad. He was laughing
because I knew that shit stink.
He gonna say, I didn't think you were coming back.
I didn't think you was coming back. So she went downstairs and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. But I can't just go out there with
you had your drawers on.
I know, but the problem was you walked out the room and I was happy. So myself was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom really bad, but I can't walk out with all these boys in here and my
sleep.
Doesn't matter. My soldiers are standing at attention because my wife want to look all fine and shit around me. So I was like, I'm gonna put some shorts on. So you know how when you picture this, you know how when you just go down and you like trying to get something from like the lower bin, but your booty cheeks open. So when my booty cheeks open, the fart said, it just dropped out like boom.
It smelled like he shit on himself.
I thought I did, like, because it was funky. But yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up because.
But what's crazy is
no.
He gotta hurry up, but when I came back, he was still sitting
because
on the floor.
I had to let it sit because if I would have got up, I would have had to go to your bathroom.
That's crazy.
So as I'm sitting there letting it gather its moment in my stomach, she comes walking in. I just looked at her like she about to curse me.
He was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were coming back.
I was just like a deer in the headlights. I was like, oh God, no. And she was like, really, Mel? Really? Now I gotta burn all our clothes and shit. And I was like, well, I apologize. I didn't think you were coming back. So for me, that's an excuse? No, that's not an excuse.
You knew you had to fart before you bent down. Exactly. Look at your face. You knew you had to fart before.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose of me going to put. No. I thought I had to take a shit. So that was the whole purpose of me going to get shorts.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Anyway. That's not even the conversation.
I know it's not, but that,
Of course, we always get off topic.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I wanted to ask you that question because I thought it was very interesting. I really just wanted to know what you would say about yourself.
Yeah, I'll take full responsibility for everything that I do. It's the truth. I'm my biggest problem. My multitasking, I, like I said, when I be at work and I be doing, even when I'm here, I'll be like,
Yeah.
doing multi.
I'll have like a full list and I'll get my whole list done in like 2, maybe 3 hours, depending on, how long the list is. And he'll be like, "You're done?" Like,
Right.
yeah. Like
Right.
but again, I can multitask also. So
Yeah, I'm not good at multitasking because,
his brain is just really like, it's like one thing at a time.
it is.
Or those other, like, nothing is complete if he's trying to
No.
do multiple things.
It's not. It's horrible, and I try to fix it, and it just doesn't fix it. So it just doesn't fix. But it's crazy because like having that type of brain helps when I'm at work because I'm able to jump over here and do this, and
Yeah, but then you need to learn how to turn that brain off and use your actual brain when you're home,
yeah, I do.
because your work brain don't work for me.
It don't. My
It
work
really
brain
don't work
for
for you
me
either.
It doesn't because I be at the store. I see onions, broccoli, chicken, popsicles. I get the onions, I get the chicken, I get this. I'll go to the popsicles and be like, I wonder if she likes these. I wonder if she likes these. I wonder if she likes these. I will forget the fucking popsicles. Forget that they're even on the list. You'd be like, you didn't get the popsicles. I'd be like, oh, because I was trying to do something. But yeah, yeah, that's my biggest problem, and I will take that, and I will stop trying to listen. And I quote, I will work on trying to give excuses because I know they be excuses. But also, here's an excuse for me. No, it's not an excuse. Sometimes I just be
Is
need
that
to.
your stomach?
Yeah, but sometimes I be.
Jesus.
We just ate, right? Then you about to tell me you ain't hungry.
That was 2 hours ago.
Don't matter.
3 hours ago.
This big ass stomach. That's why I got eating portions. But I'm just I just have to learn how to. And sometimes when you be saying certain stuff, I be processing. Like, did I leave that open? And then when I don't say nothing, you're like, oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. It's like I don't have anything to say. Busted, like
Not busted.
yeah, like busted. Like what am I supposed to do? You said something to me yesterday when we was playing the game, and I was like, I'm not responding to that.
I know, because you just put your headphones on.
But I knew I was wrong about it.
Asshole. That is an asshole move.
It's not. It's just I don't have anything. If anything comes out my mouth, it's gonna be an excuse. So I'd rather
That's true.
So I'd rather not say nothing. I'ma just, you know what I'm gonna say? I plead the fifth. Can I say that?
No. You could say,
I did that.
you right. I shouldn't have did that.
You right.
Or, dang, I forgot. I could even work with I forgot. Because I can at least say, well, don't forget again. You know?
Yeah, because I be forgetting that I keep the light on.
I would rather you say I forgot than being like, damn, I'm about to go back in there, and you don't ever actually return. Or it's like 3 hours late. Like, why is the light on for 3 hours holding space for you to come back? That don't make sense. Turn the light off, and when you go back in, like, that's why it's an on and off switch.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, so we just practicing now?
No, because I was about to say, because growing up, when they say you flip that's $1 every single time you do
They
that.
did
Remember
used to say that.
That's $1. You better take that shit.
Yeah.
Leave that shit off.
Yeah, they did say that.
But all right, I feel you. You know this conversation is going to continue afterwards. You know it is.
Did you want to do a question or?
No, we didn't have any questions. Yeah, none.
I thought you said we had a poll.
Yeah. Can we do it next week? Because my phone's upstairs. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what? I can't.
You talked to the whole podcast.
I know, that's crazy. I think you
Like-
did that shit on purpose.
No, what you mean?
You did that on purpose.
No.
You was like, it's gonna be his week this week.
No, not at all.
You know what's crazy though? You said y'all got questions for me to ask him. Nobody said us anything.
No.
I also think the holidays.
I didn't. In my head, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I don't want to talk this. That wasn't at all what it was. It was just like, I just thought it would be interesting to know. Like I said, I woke up this morning and thought about that. And I knew we were filming a podcast today. And so I just was like, I wonder, you hadn't told me if you had any questions or anything just yet. So I was like, oh, that'll be dope to talk about that.
Well, I told you I had a question I wanted to ask you. The one that we talked about in the car.
That wasn't until
yesterday.
No, it wasn't. That was today when we was at Target.
Right, we talked about it.
Today at Target. I said this morning I woke up with that, but you hadn't told me that you had any questions.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Lord. We already know what the next podcast is going to be.
What is
that one we started? Because
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't care that deeply about that conversation. I think it's an ignorant conversation to have at this point.
About
what we talking about in the car?
Skill? No, not that.
Oh, I was going to say that's a stupid.
No, I'm talking about the you having a talent and a skill.
What about it?
We were talking about LeBron and Michael Jordan, but we talking about you having talent. You have a talent. Lala Melvin has a talent.
Okay.
But there's people that have skills.
Right. And that's what I was trying to get you to understand the difference between the two.
Yeah, but I have a talent.
I don't think you do.
I'm cutting that out. What you say?
I don't think you have. I don't think that's.
You don't think I have a talent at all?
I don't think you have a talent in the way that you.
Well, excuse the fuck out of me.
I don't think it's a talent in the way that you're trying to into the spectrum of the word talent.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think I have a talent?
I do. I don't think it's that.
What is my talent?
I think your talent is your ability to you kind of just like you kind of like feed people's soul with laughter. Because you don't ever like forcibly try to make people laugh.
Right.
Or intentionally do things to make people laugh. Sometimes you do. But I have found that those moments where I can tell you're trying to make somebody laugh or be comfortable, it's not fun. Not to me.
Yeah.
And your most natural state is when you're the funniest to me. And I think that's something, that's a talent. Because not everybody is naturally funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was going to say something about Kevin Hart, but that doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think he's funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people that are not, like, you get in a room with them and all you do is laugh. And that's you. I think that's a talent. Wow. That's not a skill. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I went to comedy school and they taught us how to be funny.
Right. So what's my skill?
And I also think that your other talent is the way you retain information. I've told you that before.
Right, you did.
A skill that you have, I think, is you being able to, like the stuff that you do at work, like you were explaining earlier, just troubleshooting and trying to figure out these things. Because, I mean, and I think those things come from the talent of retaining information.
Okay. What's your skills? I mean, what's your talent?
I don't have none.
All right, let's get out of here then. I don't think this podcast is long enough for that damn conversation.
Yeah, we at 111, so it's not long enough. Perfect.
Yeah. That'll be next one. Go ahead.
What'll be the next one?
Just don't worry about it. I got a question for that.
What's the question?
Why do you do that?
Because everybody wants to know. They already told me they want to know what the question is for next week.
Oh, did they just radio you in? I just want to know what the question for next week is.
I could talk to our listeners. You call me X-Men all the time.
Yeah, you're a fucking X-Men. That's your talent.
I'm like Professor X.
That is your talent. Your talent is you can hear what's going down on.
X,
listen, you can hear what's going down on the strip. You'd be like, what the fuck was that? I'd be like, what are you talking about? You don't hear that?
Y'all just listen to
Talk that shit.
with the Melvins.
We out this thing.
Bye.
Peace out.